Hi, one best for your sports picks. I'm Peter Loshak. His name is Mike Brenner. We are the Odds Couple. We come to you from SportsbookReview.com, SBRodds.com. It's Week 10 in the NFL. It's Tuesday, November 8th, and we are talking with Doug Upstone from VegasProInsidersDaily.com. That's his website, and we cover the Thursday night game every Tuesday. Cleveland and Baltimore is a Thursday night game right now. It's an interesting one. Mike Brenner, of course, Cleveland is winless. They've also been a terrible bet on the year, despite, sometimes these winless bad teams are actually good bets, ATS.
Exactly.
Cleveland is 2-7 against the spread overall on the year. Baltimore came back off their bye and got a win over Pittsburgh. Now, though, they're a 10-point favorite here. Are they that good? I went official on this game. I took the over at 45, which I still think I like, but I'm feeling a little bit nervous about. Cody Kessler was kind of roughed up in his last start. Is Cleveland going to be able to put up enough points to keep the game going over? I still think probably yes, but out of all the totals picks that I gave in the opening line show, this one I think I'm liking the least, but I'm still going to go with it. Mike Brenner, before we go to what Doug Upstone has to say, what do you have to say about this game?
Yeah, well, first of all, with the totals, that's your specialty, so I respect the angle you're going with that.
I think Baltimore's going to have a big day offensively.
Yeah, and again, Cleveland, I know, my only concern, that the spread, that's a hell of a lot of points. And guess what? They beat Pittsburgh last week. That's not saying a whole lot right now, because Pittsburgh, literally, and Doug broke this down in another video we did, Le'Veon Bell, I think this guy sold out, basically, got the big contract. All right, Brown, it's not his fault. He has no choice because this offense is so out of sync, and I don't know what's going to happen as far as that direction. But I do know that Baltimore didn't impress me to the point where I think that's a hell of a lot of points. Now, but you touched on it. Cleveland hasn't even been hanging in there lately to where normally you would think, God, this team's got to be close to getting that first win, so they should be getting tighter to getting, the big, at least covering the line. It's not happening. I got to stay the hell off of this one. This is a clear 10-foot pole for me.
Your breakdown there, Mike Brenner, actually makes me feel a little bit better about my play on the over. Doug Upstone, it's an interesting game, a tough one. What do you have to say about it?
Yeah, when I look at these two games, like I said, this game, I don't disagree with Mike at all. I think this is a tough game to look at. Now, how Cleveland has a chance is that they're going to have to do a better job than what they've done basically all season, except for one game against the run. They're giving up over 100 or close to 150 yards per game against the run, but they only gave up 80 the last time they played Baltimore, and Baltimore's only averaging 81.8 yards per game. So their ground game isn't that good. So if Cleveland can stay in their base defense, I think that certainly helps them. The other aspect for Cleveland to cover this game is that the last time they played, they had 145 yards rushing. If they can match that or even get close to that total, hit a couple of big plays, I think they can stay under the number. But I wouldn't necessarily say that's the strongest play that's on the board. Now, Baltimore, the whole key to me for Baltimore covering this is desire. If they come out and get a 14-0 lead right in the first quarter, winless Cleveland, that takes, when teams are this bad, all you got to do is take it away from them. If you give them hope, then they stick around. So really, it's predicated on how Baltimore plays. Now, if Baltimore's to cover, I think what they got to do is come out throwing both short and long to disrupt Cleveland's defense right off the bat. If they don't do that, they just try to plug away with the run, I think they could be in some trouble. So bottom line, guys, I actually, on the side, I have a lean with Cleveland because of that reason of getting that many points and because they actually always do hate Baltimore, having lost their team to the Ravens. But the other game, what I do like more is the side, and I'm going to go against you on this one, Peter. Like the under in this game. Both teams are scoring under 20 points per game. Baltimore is giving up 19.1 points per game and is a top 5 in almost all key defensive categories. On a short week, I just don't think that Baltimore is going to have that much to play for. And I also found that they're, I believe, 17-5 against the spread after giving up 75 or more yards, or 75 or less yards rushing. So I'm going to go under as the play, and I'm going to lean with Cleveland this one.
All right, under 45.5 is what we're going to credit you with. It is a split line right now, 45 or 45.5. I can certainly see that, Doug Upstone. I'm just thinking, there was 1 week where it was the Jets game, Cleveland against Jets, and I was like, if it reminded me of this one. I was like, do I really want to go with an over on this one with a high total? But I was like, you know what? Cleveland's defense is so bad that I did, and it wound up cashing. And I get the same feeling here, but Doug Upstone makes good points.
No, he does, and I'd like to touch on a few things because there's some things in there that are just beautiful, you know. All right, here's a team literally that you got to wonder, when a team like Baltimore, because they've had no consistency this year, all right, this team isn't flying high right now. They're not putting things together. Harbaugh knows it, all right? This team has really been a mess. So what I think is the players that are on that team, a lot of young players too, I think they look at that win at Pittsburgh, and I think they get not cocky, but I think they go, oh, that's the Browns. We're going to beat them. And I think they don't bring their A game. I don't think that they've been coached up to bring their A game at this point on a short week. I think Cleveland could sneak in there because you're looking at a team that's desperate. All right, desperation speaks volumes in the right opportunity. And I think Hugh Jackson, because he's a good man as a man, I've heard him in many an interview, all right? But getting that win, this guy's pressure is it's on him so tough right now. The seat couldn't be any hotter. And the team, just for ego purposes, God bless America, we just want to win one game. I think this could be a spot, and an outright win for me wouldn't be out of the question.
Yeah.
Will I go official right now? No, but I tell you right now, I just think Cleveland will play a tougher game they did last week, and I think Baltimore on a short week might go, they're the Browns.
I agree with you, Mike Brenner. This is an interesting game. We might revisit this in our Picks Update show tomorrow or maybe even Thursday. Doug Upstone making a nice case for the under. I'm still on the over, but we'll see if I change that later on in the week. Under 45.5, though, is Doug Upstone's lean. Doug Upstone, thanks so much as always.
Thanks, Doug.
You got it, gentlemen. Thank you very much.
Research before you bet. Be sure to check out SPR Picks for the best game predictions, breakdowns, and much, much more.